It's possibly one of my favourite times of the year. I decided, because it's Halloween, that we're going to dive into talking about some supervillains inside the toy room. Inspired by Variant Comics, which if you haven't checked that channel out, make sure you check it out right here. I decided to spend the month of October looking at supervillains, but more specifically, the toys that have come after these supervillains. Today I want to talk about Doctor Doom, because he's possibly my favourite Marvel supervillain, because I don't technically class Venom as a supervillain and more of an anti-hero. So Doctor Doom first appeared in Fantastic Four issue 5 in 1962. He is predominantly the arch nemesis of the Fantastic Four, but he has been known to filter through the Marvel universe and have fights with Hulk, Iron Man, Spider-Man, you name it. He's an antagonist within the Marvel universe. He's one of the coolest looking characters in my opinion. The long green cape, the metal face, of course super intelligent. That's why he's such an antagonist to the Fantastic Four, because he's a rival to Reed Richards because of his superior intelligence. But as aesthetically going, it's one of them that as a kid I really wanted to get my hands on an action figure of Doctor Doom, but it was kind of a letdown to begin with. So Mattel made the first Doctor Doom action figure in 1984 as part of the Marvel Secret Wars line of toys. If you just look at this, I mean, the Secret Wars figures are notorious for being pretty bland. The chest piece is really what gets me about this, like that drawn on in black, swirly stuff that doesn't really match up to what he wears within the comic book. It's just a very basic Doctor Doom. You know, for back in the mid 80s, like I say, toys were just starting to get really interesting then, I guess, in regards to how they look and their articulation and attention to detail. Now, the Fantastic Four got their own toy range by the beautiful people at Toy Biz. This Doctor Doom figure is a lot more like Doctor Doom, and a 3.5 inch figure. It fits with the time period, let's face it, of the 1990s action figures, which was very true to the comic book style at the time and the TV series that was on at the time. Now, the TV series of the Fantastic Four is okay. It's not that good, to be honest. I own it on DVD and I have watched it on Disney Plus, but I am not the biggest fan of it, to be honest. I kind of watched it more out of the fact that Doctor Doom's in this, and you know, I enjoy comic books and I enjoy the Fantastic Four, so I enjoy the 90s, so I should hopefully enjoy this. It has the cheesiest theme song ever, by the way. You need to check it out to truly appreciate it, but like the lyrics, literally, it's like tells you about this accident that happened in space and then amazing abilities, and then keeps coming in with this cheesy line of Fantastic Four. It's just so bad, it's cringeworthy. What's funny is comparing it to, say, something like Batman the Animated Series, which was around at the time, or the X-Men intro, you know, which is from Marvel, and how cool that was, and then you get this. It's just so bad. Go back to that Doctor Doom figure. Recently, Hasbro have announced that they're relaunching this, as they've done with quite a lot of these figures, and they've bulked them up to like 6-inch figures, give them a bunch more articulation and attention to detail, and they've just announced that they're doing this with the Doctor Doom. I don't own the original Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four. I do want to get it because I want all the Doctor Doom figures, but this re-release looks awesome. Like, it really looks good. I'm excited about this. I don't get excited about re-releases quite often. They've recently done, like I mentioned, a bunch of the Spider-Man ones. When I got my Kingpin in my Spider-Man collection recently, I found it a real hard time to try and find that instead of the new Hasbro version, and I really didn't want to make that mistake because I love the classic stuff, as you know. It's not often that some of the newer remake ones actually get me excited. This one has. I think it looks incredible. Now, another Doctor Doom toy that I've spoke about on this channel is actually featured in this toy room, and that would be the Diamond Select one. I have just got 2 Barbarian Hulks, and I'm going to be opening one of them from the Diamond Select series and to breaking that down with you guys. Not the figure, that is, that's the box, and breaking down the detail and articulation, etc, etc. You know what I'm talking about. But the Doctor Doom Diamond Select, Marvel Select, whatever you want to call it, I'm now debating if I want a second one of these loose, because the throne that he sits on just looks so cool, and you know when you just start visioning how it could look inside your toy. So I have this Marvel display here. How boss would it be to have like one little shelf with Doctor Doom in his throne being like, yeah, this is my kingdom? That'd be cool, right? That's what I'm starting to think about, and like this throne just adds something to it. What I love so much about the Diamond Select figures is that they don't just give you the character and be like, here you are. They capture something about the character, and incorporate it within it. So like that throne, for example, just tells you everything about Doctor Doom, that he sits in his castle in Latvia as this superior intelligence. The sad story about Doctor Doom is the reason he's so greedy and hungry for power is that his mother's soul is actually trapped in hell by Mephisto. He wants to gain as much power as he can on Earth so that he can go to the realm of hell to fight Mephisto to free his mother's soul. I always love it when a supervillain has a really cool backstory like that you can almost sympathize to, and you can almost understand why they do what they do. I think that's a really cool story, and it attaches so well to all these amazing action figures. When I've seen this Diamond Select version of Doctor Doom posed in his chair and he's got his head like this, you can tell that this is a man that's troubled, right? How can an action figure just capture that? And I think that's really cool. Maybe this Halloween, and let's face it, I'm not having a Halloween party, no matter what I get dressed up as, because, you know, we're not allowed to. Cool. Nice one. Can we still go trick or treat? Is that a thing? Everyone just show up in face masks. It's getting candy and sweets, we're getting hand sanitizer. Yay, trick or treat. It's just a trick, isn't it? Alcohol your hands. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Inside the Toy Room as we move close to Halloween. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell so you're notified every single time we upload a new episode inside the Toy Room. And join us next week when we'll be talking about my favourite supervillain in the DC universe, in the Batman universe. I've spoken about him many times on this channel, and that is Mr. Freeze.